Have you ever sped down a lake at sunrise, watching the sun come up over the horizon, headed to that spot that you know holds the big bass? This is Bassmasters 2022. I invite you to join me in the boat today as we chase the bass of a lifetime. This is real and virtual outdoors, where memories are made with friends and the adventures begin. Hello, hello. What's going on, guys? Well, it is the 4th day of August, and the temperature outside reflects the 4th day of August. It's hot, and we need some rain, and I hope we get some. You like that, Dan? I appreciate that. That's just a little quick one I threw together. They're going to get better. I going to start trying to do intros. I want to do them with a music background. And I have a Canva license, but unfortunately I have to re-download the music every time I use the intro for every video. So we just did that one without music. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, let me call out some people here real quick. I want to say hello to my friend Mike's Fishing Home. Thank you for sharing me out. I did see that. I'm grateful for your support. Ernie's in, Dan's in, 217's in, Nick's here, Steve Locke, and let me see if I can scroll back up here and see if I missed anybody. I don't think I can. No, it won't let me scroll back up. But I did see everybody. Ernie Brown is here. Okay, so I want to say, first of all, can y'all hear me good? Give me a thumbs up or something. I want to say let's keep my friend Ernie, who's like a big brother to me, in our prayers. He's in the hospital and sick. I can see y'all been talking about it a little bit. Hope you get to feeling better, buddy. Hope the show makes you feel better. And I hope you get to go home soon. Okay, 217 says we're good. All right. So, let's go do a little fishing today. This is Bassmasters 2022. I have purchased this game for the PC. Same game I used to. Figures. As soon as I start a live, they come to the door. I purchased this game for PC. Let me mute that just a minute. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, maybe they're going to settle down a little bit. I had a package delivery. Figures right when I start the live. Okay, so let's talk about this game a minute. This is Bassmasters 2022, same game I've been playing for y'all some on this channel. I purchased it for the PC, and because I want to have better quality streams and be able to make videos easier and do things better. So I've been kind of grinding on it. Okay, so this is the Sabine River. This river is in Texas, stretches through the state of Texas. And actually I have been to this river, and I'm going to show y'all the spot later if I get down there where I have been, to the Port of Orange, and did a tour of the facilities there. I never fished this river, but it is a nice river, and a lot of ground to cover. So on this river, let me tell you something about this river. This river holds spotted blacks, bass, and smallmouth bass. Now this is not a big fish river in real life. It's probably somewhere in the 5 to 8 range fish. So we're gonna head on down here to a spot that I have marked that I found yesterday. I have marked on a waypoint. We're gonna go down here and get started. It's gonna be kind of a concrete wall area. You look up the left top of the screen, you see that red marker there. And we're going to park the boat approximately right here. Right here. Now why we're starting here is because I want to be able to cast down both sides of this wall, but mainly in front of us. And this corner is a good spot right here, or was yesterday. I've been catching a lot of fish right here. So let's talk about the lures that we're using today. This water is dirty water. It's very brown. Same in the Sabine River. Water looks just like the Sabine River. So what I've been using is light colored tackle. Blue and chrome rattle trap, and a silver shad spinnerbait, and this swim jig in the silver flake. A lot of fish on the swim jig and a lot of fish on the rattle trap. So we're going to start out with the rattle trap. Let me make sure I've got the correct rod in hand. I do. Okay, so we're going to start out with a rattle trap, and we're going to throw down this wall here. This is 30-pound braid on a 7-foot Bass Pro Shops rod, or Bassmasters rod, and bait caster. I want to cast this down the wall. Hello, Chad. How are you? Dale Hayslip, thank you for coming in. There's my friend Papa Smurf. Good to see you, Eric. Kelly Bullock. And there's one on already. Kelly says, if you hunt like you fish, or fish like you hunt, we're in no trouble. Boy. Can't get no respect around here no matter what I do. There's Polar Bear. Hello, Chad. This is a bass, I think. Maybe a striper. Yeah, sand bass. Oh, Jeremy. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Jeremy Tournament Catch. If y'all see me look over to the other side of the screen, I'm looking at the chat over there sometimes. It's a little bit bigger writing on the TV than than it is on OBS. I've got old eyes. So, we're hooked up again. Now, this has been a theme in the last few trips on this lake. I've been catching them fast and furious. In fact, I just closed out a session before I went live with y'all because I've been kind of grinding. Trying to unlock some lures and some new equipment. There's a bass. And that's a respectable bass for the Sabine River. I did catch one. It was 7. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. What Kelly fails to tell you is that him and I were linked up on Xbox Live talking. We were hunting, not on the same screen, same game. He's using a bow and I was using a bow. And I think I shot 7 times with a recurve bow and killed 6 animals, including a big water buffalo. But he ain't gonna tell you that. A lot of striped bass here. Take it off the beginner mode. Well, there's not a beginner mode. I think the way it works is when you first start playing the game, it is a little easier. And because this is a game that I just purchased on a new platform, it's going to be a little easier, and it's going to get tougher along the way. As you get more lures and things and better equipment, the skill level goes up, of course. See, that's an average sized bass for this river. And that's the way the Sabine River is. A 5-pound to 7-pound bass in the Sabine River in real life is a giant. Rarely see anything 10 or better. Now, here's a bass. This is pretty much what it's been like. You know, throw it in and catch them. I've got 3 lures that I've been working that has really been working. There's a nice fish for this river. And they're all light colored lures. Whites, silvers. Tried some dark stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of fish in this spot, but you're going to catch a lot of different type of fish too. Yes, Eric and his brother did catch a 26-pounder. I was watching that. That's a good. Y'all put on a good performance that day. Kelly, you need to call River Fish. You need to call Mr. John, get that number. See, I'm talking about lots of species right here. Lots of species right here. Are you going out in the boat? Are you going out at the SS Rent-A-Fish? I mean, J-Dog? Dan's going to be live this evening. If you've got your thumbnails already made, drop your links if you're going to be live. I have no problem with you guys promoting your stuff here. See that? Let me show you though. That's a small fish. You're not going to get anything for that. I got $5 for that fish. So that's nothing. When I bought a reel for $5,500. Okay. Ernie, I sent you an email yesterday. I don't know if you got it. I was just checking on you. You probably hadn't felt like checking it. I just wanted you to know I did check on you. I hope you get to feeling better. This is a striper. That little thing that I'm doing down there is trying to time that to reach down and grab the fish. We need Dale. We need some rain. It is dry. Fact is, I seen on the news this morning where the ranchers are selling their cows because they're not going to have hay. It ain't done enough raining to have hay, and if it don't rain quick, there won't be no September hay either. It may be too late already. What's going on? There, Ron, he said that's bait. Yeah, it is bait. I'm sure you have had test after test. But I just wanted you to know I sent you one. I was just checking on you. I catch a lot of them. We'll fish here a few more minutes, and then we're going to go look for some other spots. I want to do a little jig pitching today, a little flipping of a jig. This lake river is probably the easiest one on the map. And the reason I'm doing this one today is because I need to grind for in-game money to buy tackle. I think there's like 10 venues on this lake, on this game. And we're going to get into some more challenging venues as we go. We're going to start doing a little bit more of this. We've been wearing the hunter out quite a bit. Oh, Brian B. Thank you for coming in, Brian. Appreciate you. Glad to see you. We're going to do a little bit more fishing on this. Like I said, I just purchased this version, and we're also going to start playing The Way of the Hunter. The new hunting game is coming out, and the new fishing game is coming out, The Angler, by the people that made the Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild, The Angler. I expect that to be really good. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale. Y'all turn the Ernie's notification bell on his channel. In case he decides he feels good enough to go live today. He went live yesterday. I did watch part of it. And I know it can be lonely in a hospital sometime, and I'm sure he would like to see a few of his friends in there, give somebody to talk to and hang out with.
Oh, look at the colors on that cute little baby bass.
Let's make about 3 more throws right here, then we'll go check out some other spots. I know this is a proven spot. It holds a lot of fish, just not a lot of big fish. This is a spot that you want to go to on when you're playing an online tournament. This is the game that I play in the online tournaments. You want to go to this spot early, fill out your 5, and then look for bigger fish. Appreciate it, Chris. Good to see you. If y'all have upcoming events, Brian, I think you got something coming up for long. Y'all, when you come in, if you want to, you're here, you got something going on, drop a link. I have no problem with that. I think Brian has a multi-river tournament coming up before long. I like to miss that fish looking at the chat. He ain't much of a fish. All right, let's go looking.
Oh, would you look at that cute little baby bass?
So let's pick a spot out here on the map. I want to go and hit some of these pockets. So we're going to check out this point here first. I want to ride by here at the Port of Orange and hit that spot first, and then we're going to go check out some pockets. Watch me wreck the boat. It's always hard for me to get used to this boat. This boat never turns like you want it to. Now this is the Port of Orange. Fish and Sim World, the boat's a little bit more easier to drive and it turns a lot faster. And as you can see up there on that building, it does say the Port of Orange. I visited this place one time in real life. I wanted to fish right here off of this thing, and they pull these boats up here, and they unload them. And a lot of times they'll unload them right on those tractor trailers. And stuff goes out. Yeah, I did. So we're going to throw down this wall a little bit. I went here when I was a teenager, many moon ago. And I wanted to fish here, but they wouldn't let me. There's a lot of these little spots along this river that they do quite a bit of unloading and offloading on, or did back in the day. I went to school in Southeast Texas. I went to high school in Port Arthur, Texas. As the locals refer to it, Port Arthur. My favorite thing to eat when I was a kid and I lived in that part of the world was boudin, and I still eat it today. Buy it from the grocery store. It's not as good as what I used to get at the good old Boudin Hut, but it's still pretty good. All right, we're hooked up. This is 7-foot rods, 30-pound braid on this. Happy birthday to my friend Matt from Wanna Be Outdoors. He's 20 today. He wishes. There's a nice fish for this river.
But it's a solid keeper. Cha-chunk, cha-ching.
That's a good fish for this river. It really is. When I fished the Bassmasters tournament this year, part of it was at the Sabine River, and that's about the what you're gonna catch big wise. You just turned 21. Well, you're able to drink now, aren't you? Matt, did you buy the hunter? I know you sent me a message about it. Did you end up getting it? I left you my phone number too in case you ever needed any help if you did get it. I left it on Facebook. This game, if anybody's wondering, it maybe has a computer that'll play it, was $34 at the Steam store. The graphics on my end, I don't know how it's broadcasting on y'all's end, is in 1080. I can run ultra graphics on the PC. So it's a big difference graphic wise on my end. I don't know if it broadcasts to YouTube. There's a crappie. So we're gonna make the throws here, and then we're gonna go scout around a little bit. Okay, external hard drive. Yeah, because it does take up quite a bit of room. I'm gonna eventually have to look into that. You're buying an external hard drive for the PCs. That's what you're telling me. Because I'm gonna have to eventually look into that. Probably. Games do take up a lot of space. My wife does not play this game. No. She will play.
Isn't that a cute little fish?
Pac-Man and Monopoly. Things like that. I used to beat her in Monopoly. We play Scrabble a little bit. We haven't done that in a while. We need to do that. She beats me in that usually. Okay. This is a good fish here. I don't know what this is. You plug it in. Yeah. That's the striper. I have an external hard drive for the PC. I mean for the PlayStation, but not for one here yet. Eventually I'll have to get one. I spent a little extra money and got the 1 terabyte hard drive. 500 just wasn't enough for the games I want to play, because really, they always got downloadable content coming out, and maps and animals and guns. So yeah, you need extra space. These stripers take a minute to get in the boat. They pull pretty good. There they come. Okay, appreciate it, Matt. I'm good right now, but I'll have to think about that in the future. I'm trying to get the games that I usually play on live for y'all and on YouTube on first. Yeah, it was a good striper. Look at that catfish tail. You see that? That's a catfish right there. That's a yellow cat. Or a flathead, as some will call it. Look at that. Standing on his head.
Yes.
There's a sand bass. Oh, no, that's a small striper. All right. So this is the Port of Orange. Let's move on down here and check out some of these pockets. I'm always looking for spots on the bank. There are a few cypress trees standing up. It's in the water. Those have been very productive. Stumps. I know y'all can't see the map up there. I've got it covered up with a cam, and the fish finder, but. All right, so let's stop right here a minute. Let me illustrate something real quick, okay? So this is what I found. These kind of little spots right here where you got these little stumps sticking up are good spots. Not all of them hold fish, so let's talk about this rod a minute that I'm fixing to use. I just got this rod. And the rod is favorite big sexy casted rod, just like me. It's big and sexy. And I've got 50-pound braid on here with a silver white jig, so bass jig. What we're going to do is we're going to pitch this up here. I'll have to get the reel speed adjusted. And what I want to do is pitch it in there the first time and then get the drag and the reel speed adjusted. And then we'll go fishing. Okay, so I'm going to throw this in here. I've got the reel speed turned up all the way. And I want to just barely hold the rod tip up. I'm just going to tap that reel speed every now and then, which makes it kind of bounce on the bottom. I just want to let it flutter back. A lot of times you want to they'll hit it on the fall. So you want to keep a tight line, of course. So there's a benefit to the madness, so to speak. That cast was a little short to where I want to be, but I let it fall. And And I want to kind of hold that reel button down, reel it up about a foot, let it fall back. There's one right there. There's all kinds of ways to twitch and fish stop and go. There's all kind of techniques that they have made available on this game. Hi, Troy. Have you seen Dale? Oh, thank you, Dale. Nice one. Thank you. Yeah, the chat's a little small sometimes. Did he write something earlier that I missed? If you wrote something and I missed it, Dale, I apologize. The chat's a little small on OBS. Ah, got you. So when I get done here today, I got to share out my links for tonight's shows, and I will make an announcement on that. If you guys want me to share out your links, you have something coming up, you can send me a message, Facebook, email. All that information is on my About page. And I will share your link out on the Real and Virtual Outdoors group page. And it's open for you to share them there anyway. So if you want to do it yourself, go join and share your links. That's why I put it there until I could be fortunate enough one of these days to get the community tab and share everything out. But let's talk about the shows for tonight. Thank you, Dale, for dropping those links. We got the bait shop. Fields to Water tonight. It's Pick on Chad night, which is always fun. I thank a lot of Chad and Dee. They've been very kind to me. And then we got Panfish Nation, and we're going to go celebrate with Panfish Nation tonight. They have went and made the 1K. Well deserved for Mark and Mr. Lyle. They worked hard on to get there, and glad to see them get there. Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you. And then my friend Miss Jody's Flathead Challenge tonight. And I will be in chat for a while tonight, Jody, and for about 2 hours. So, be some good fishing tonight. Hopefully I'll get to see a flathead before I have to go to bed. We won't spend a lot of time in this spot. We'll move. I am feeling very good. Feeling real good. I have got over my minor issues, and I've lost some weight, and the weight loss has made a big difference. So, I know I probably said this before, but I'll say it again. I had gained some weight, get my back and legs, being in a wheelchair too much, a lot of trouble. I'm gonna move down a little bit. And I've lost some, and that's helped. So I can only imagine if I continue to lose what it's going to do for me. So instead of wanting to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, I sometimes set up till 10 through the week, and on the weekends, and on Thursday I set up till at least 11. But on the weekends, when the wife don't have to work, I can set up as long as I want to. Yeah, I was just talking about that. I know y'all got a little tournament coming up. Well, you never know. That may be a good spot. Without letting the cat out of the bag, where you gonna be fishing tonight? Which body of water? I'm gonna get in chat for a little while. I'll have it going in case I want to give my valuable opinion on anything. But I may sit right here and play this game and look over at the TV to the left and watch y'all fish, and then pop in and give my 2 cents on something if somebody needs an expert opinion. You won't get no expert opinion here, but I think it's expert. We don't stay in one spot long. Let me clear that notification where I can see the chat. Notification comes up on the computer and blocks y'all's chat. Total weight of all catches, including bullheads, or no? Is that the same rules you had? We're going to ease on down here and check this. Well, this is a good old weed spot. Let's check this weed spot out first. I don't hold a few. Let's pitch that jig up in here. No bullheads. You know, I never did know anybody used bullheads for bait. But, oh, Lance, how you doing, my friend? NJ, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I had a farm pond that had, we had stocked channel cat in. And 3 of them, actually. One of those farm ponds got completely overrun with bullheads. How they got in there, I don't know. They must have just got transferred somehow, flooding or on a bird's feed or whatever. But I'm talking about hundreds of those things, and they were, you know, between 3 and 5 inches long. We trapped a bunch of them out. That's so bad in there you couldn't even catch a channel cat because the bullhead get the bait before you even had a chance to catch catfish. We called them mud cats, pollywods, but I had no idea they made such good catfish bait. We stopped here at this weed bed, give it a couple throws. I see Dale had caught a fish. There's one right there. Right. Well, they did. They eat up everything, Matt. You couldn't even catch a catfish out of there because it didn't have time to get the bait. little bullheads that gets fast. But I had if I wanted to go just catch a few fish and have a little bit of fun, that was fun because I had a little video. There's a nice one.
What did he flop? What do you got?
That's a nice one for this river. I had a little old plastic jig, looked like a minnow. It's called the Keystone Minnow. And them bullheads would hit that thing like crappie. And I go down there and catch them things. One right after another. And that's why we stopped at the grass patch. Eventually I will probably have to fish a tournament on this. Online tournament on this lake. We're going to fish here a few more minutes. And if I catch another big fish here, we'll mark this on the waypoint marker and keep this location. And add a little note to it. In case I do have to fish a tournament on here, it stays on my map. There are boss fish in this lake, what they refer to as a boss fish, or a trophy. Sort of like catching a tagged fish. You haven't, no. I caught one yesterday, and I was recording when I caught it, so there'll be a video on that. Look at that flathead tail come up out of the water. Looks like he's standing on his head. I caught the fish called the Legend. Oh, I lost that one. See, he hit it and I didn't hook set. Jody, I seen that and thought you said you hadn't used snuff in a while. The one I just caught was just a crappie. The one that I was referring to, I'm hung up on something. There you go. Come on out of there. You got me tangled up in something down there. We got him out.
Yes.
One I was referring to, I made a short video out of it. It was a bass. Got a flat tire. Yeah, that's no good. Not talking about not sleeping. Night before last, I didn't sleep for about 2 hours. I just couldn't go to sleep. But I slept good last night. I'd give out. We're fixing to move this train. I'm on 2 more casts right here. I'm gonna cast up a little closer to the bank. Right through those weeds up there. See if I can locate one more 4-pound bass. If I can, I'll mark this spot. Cast right here, and then we'll cast over to the right in front of those standing dead trees right there. We're going to do a striper video on this. One day we're going to fish for stripers on this game. I got this big rod now and this heavy braid and big reel that cost $10,000 to get, 15 with the line. So, had to grind quite hard to get this. He's trying to get started, I think, Lisa. I think he's trying to get a copy of the Hunter. He's waiting on a external hard drive. Matt, you get that, you get the Hunter installed, we'll be able to multiplay over the computer. You know, multiplayer map. Okay, I'm not seeing any fish come across the fish finder. I know y'all can't see it. I got it behind the cam. We're gonna stop right here. I want to pitch these trees right here. Yep, he's waiting on an external hard drive. Now I'm just searching. I got another spot or two I can show y'all here in a little bit, but I caught a lot of fish out of it right before I come on. But a mixed bag. So no big trophies or anything. We started out at 7 a.m. this morning, and we are now at 1:08. You might can see that 13:08. No, you can't because it's covered up. But anyway, we're about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So the afternoon bite in about another 30, 40 minutes will turn on, and we'll have a afternoon bite before the live's over with. There's a largemouth. And that's about an average fish for this river. The hard drive is for extra storage. He's probably got a lot of stuff on his computer. And Hunter takes up I think it's like 69 gigs of data. So it gets an external hard drive. You can put some of that data on the external hard drive. I spent a little bit more money on my computer and got 1 terabyte because games do take up a lot of space. I'll eventually have to get one for mine. Yes, they do. Yeah, 69 gigabytes. So you can get a thumb drive. I think they make thumb drives now that have had a bite and missed him. Yeah, you could also buy externals for the Xbox. Thumb drives, you just have to format it for it to work. I think there's some thumb drives out there now that hold, I think 128 gigs, maybe even more. Well, no, you don't. On quiet. You don't on cloud games. Yeah, I can hear you mumbling. But he's right. You don't. But uh, if you play it on console, he's right. You don't. You don't have to. But oh Lord, look at this. This is a striper. And I figured Aaron was back there waiting to pounce like a cat on a mouse. This is big, guys. And I didn't get him hooked good. This is a big old striper. He's right, you don't with a cloud, but one of the things I wanted to be able to do is put up advanced notifications for my lives. Where people come across your thumbnail and know you're going to do a live, gets a few more views, kind of builds up anticipation for what you're doing, and unfortunately you can't do that on the Xbox side. Yeah, the cloud's pretty easy. You click on the game, if it's on the cloud, you play it from the cloud. I knew that was going to happen. Come off. Right. He's got access to 282 games. Yes. You have to be online to access it. I wanted to be able to run Ultra Graphics too. And I'm running Ultra Graphics on this. So, there's a fish. I got a little bit bigger hook set on him. Well, no, I didn't either. This may be another striper. Yeah, you have to be online, and you have to have a monthly subscription as well. So, that's 2 stripers we lost. Yeah, that's the best thing to do, Matt, is give Aaron a call. He can help you out quite a bit. Don R., hello, my friend. How are you? I went to pick that up out of the water and he hit it. It wasn't much. Little small crappie. Let's move on down the way a little bit. Hit these other stumps down here. I'm gonna try this spot right here a minute. We just pick it. This is where you find the good spots. I actually have cloud gaming on the Xbox and PlayStation. PlayStation I'm kind of phasing out. I have the 4 model. So they're going to be phasing it out pretty quick. So I'm trying to get everything over to PC.
Oh boy, you're gonna have to do some.
And of course I have Xbox, so I can get on there and multiplayer with Aaron and Kelly and whoever else wants to play. I don't spend a lot of time on the Xbox side unless I'm playing with them. Hopefully they will bridge you the gap one of these days where you play across the board and you don't have to be on one system to play the other system, and you just log on and play whether you're on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. But they haven't quite got there yet. I know this is kind of slow, methodical fishing, but I probably, if I had to choose one thing that I'm probably the best at, it's just jig fishing with these bass jigs. Although I'm improving on fishing with spinnerbaits quite a bit. So. No, you're fine. Okay, there's a log right here, and I want to throw this. Try to throw this so I can drag on that stick up. That's a little too far to the left, but we'll try it. Alright, we'll come right over the top of this log. I'm on the log now. I'm just going to let that sink after I drug it over that log till it hits bottom, and then I'll start going again. Now these casts that I'm making is not a preset mode. It's not going out there a certain distance and stopping. It's me casting, actually, by how much strength I use to throw it. And I'll illustrate that. I'm going to overthrow this on the bank. That's pretty much on the bank. Let's do that again. That's on the bank. Now let's throw it in front of the log like I want to. That's for my hours of practice that I can throw it in front of that log and know just by feel of how much I need to use to get there. That's playing the game too much. That's having too much time on your hand. I'm going to throw in this green bush here. I'm going to throw a little further back in there this time. Get it back in there in that bush and bring it out. And there was a fish, and I missed him. Golly. You tell him, Lisa. It's all going to work out, Ernie. But she's right. Take care of yourself. You'll be home soon enough. Ernie's probably irritated because he's having to eat hospital food and not his own good cooking. Yeah, Ernie, I agree. They give us something to do, don't they? Ernie, you and I are a lot alike. We're in the same boat. Sometimes there's just not a whole lot of physical things we can do. And that's why I enjoy playing games. If it wasn't for games, I don't know what I'd do. I get sick of looking at TV, so. And if it wasn't for games, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Y'all be looking at me on the camera like, well, what do you want to talk about? I knew that was part of it. I knew that was part of it. I've got to know you a little bit, and I can understand that. See, now these trees right here are really not sticking out in the water for the. What's going on, Mr. John? I watched your live last night. I didn't get in the chat. I was too busy grinding on this game today, getting ready for this live, because I had just bought it for the computer. Those trees are not sticking up out of the water enough for me to mess with. There's a bush right here. We'll pitch on that. They need to be a little further out in the water. I throwed it up on the bank that time. Mr. John comes in and I throw it up on the bank. All right. It's never boring watching you, Mr. John. I do like to see you catch a fish, but listening to you and your company is never boring, sir. And if it wasn't so late, and I thought maybe you could see good enough to bring me in, I'd have got up there and helped you read the chat. By the time I got in there, after eating dinner with the wife, it was kind of late. You were getting ready to close it out anyway. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you. Ain't nothing there. So let's go up in this pocket. Now I know there's some fish here because I've been here before. And here's where we're going to activate the trolling motor and kind of just scoot along here. So I want to hit these. I understand that, sir. But you are still hanging in there, John, and that's the main thing. You got to just hang in there. All right, I'm going to turn the trolling motor on. I'm going to troll up here slowly to these stuff, then I'm going to pitch a jig around this stuff. This whole strip through here and on up is good. It's a good spot. All right, we'll stop right here. And I'm going to start pitching. I'm going to change casting techniques over to the pitch. And this is why I like this 7-foot rod. I'm just going to pitch that in there and let it settle, and I'm going to start working it back. pause button, Troy. There's a bass. That's about average for this river. I was just talking about your show and or you and Mr. Lyles' show tonight that y'all had made 1,000. I'm glad to see that. It's well deserved. I know y'all worked hard on getting it. I don't know how my drag got turned up to 99. I don't know how y'all got, I know y'all worked hard on getting there, and glad to see y'all made it. I love that show. I look forward to it on Thursday. I'm always rushing my wife. She gets off work. I got to get things arranged so I can watch the bait shop and Panfish Nation. And she knows she ain't gonna get to watch TV on Thursday night. Lord. She gets to watch it. We got 4 TVs in the house. There's plenty. Yes. She watches too, though. She watches on Thursday.
Knick-knack, fatty-wacky, give that hog a bone.
Okay. Thank you, Froggy. Yeah, I understand counseling. Help the people, Froggy. You're doing a good thing. I always appreciate you coming back. See there, that fish hit that. I mean, as soon as it started dropping, he hit it. So, I talked about this a little on Tuesday, and I want to talk about it again. The new hunting game, Way of the Hunter, is coming out on the 16th. It's going to be a little different than Hunter Calls Wild. What I'm being told is from some of the content creators that have access to early access, when they have a certain number of subscribers, they can file paperwork with the game makers to have early access. And they're limited on what they can talk about. They have to get approval from the game makers. They can't do any videos on it, of course, or anything of that nature, but it's going to be a little bit more less arcadish. The hunting is going to be a little bit more difficult, I hear. Now, that's what I'm being told by some of the people that I know in the gaming side of YouTube, but be more challenging. Which some of my showings sometimes don't turn out too good, so if it is more realistic hunting and less coming up on a herd, shooting a herd, it's probably going to be quite challenging. And that's something I will probably enjoy. Yes. It may make a slower stream for y'all, but it should be quite interesting.
Creepers, check out the peepers on that swamp dog.
Okay, so there's 2 4-pound fish in this spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark this spot. And I'm going to show y'all how to do that now. I'm going to go to the map here, and I want to place a waypoint here. Those fish we caught were spotted bass. So we're going to go down here and pick the spotted bass. crappie. Now I'm going to type in a note for that. And that will remain on my screen every time I come to this lake or this river. So we're going to go 4 LB spotted bass. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to be able to find this spot again during tournament times, which I compete against other competitors. So I'll know when I come in the mouth of this cove right here that I can, and there's the waypoint, that I can, where to fish. Ashley Brady. Hello, Ashley. All right, that's marked. And there's probably going to be quite a few marks on this stretch here. Let's move on up a little bit now. No, we don't want to do that. We want to use the trolling motor. Thanks for coming, Ashley. Good to see you. All right. We're going to ease up here slowly and pitch on this tree. Kim, how are you? Good to see you, good to see you. I had your jig tying Facebook session on last night for a few minutes. I always love watching you tie. If I ever get back before I get to do a little fishing, I can probably start bugging you for jigs. I also see all your pictures. You've been catching some good bluegill. Have you been catching them on a certain fly, or is it? I know you like to use that house fly a lot. Sorry about that, I was reading the chat. Yeah, my panfish fly. Yeah, I knew that. I figured that's going to be the case. You had a bucket full of them the other day. I saw some pictures. I wish the perch fishing or the bluegill fishing or brim fishing was as good here as it is there. They don't get that big here. Oh, we got some big ones, but to find them as big as that, as many as you do, that's... Find a good farm pond, you can catch them. I caught one 10 inches long one time. That's the biggest bluegill I ever saw in my life. Caught that fish that time. They don't even make that lure anymore. And I was young then. I was probably 20 years old. God, that's been 30 years ago. The bass professional, Guido Hibden. I don't know, some of us that's older remember Guido Hibden. He made a little lure called the Guido bug. It's a bass jig. But he made a mini version of it. Right. And that he made a small one about half the size and called a mini Guido bug. I bought that thing. And boy, I mean, I caught so many bluegill on that. had a little skirt on it and a little crawfish looking 1.5-inch trailer and a Guido bug. Yeah. I caught so many fish on that, it was just ridiculous. Then bluegill in that farm pond, eat that thing like there was no tomorrow. But they don't make it anymore, unfortunately. And I'd cast it out there just like you would a bass jig, kind of work it back. That's basically where I learned to fish with basically learned how to fish that style of jig. I could probably make one. I'm sure I could. Fishing for those bluegill, that miniature Guido bugs what got me into bass fishing with jigs, big jigs. I like to bass fish, and I do it when I got an opportunity. But I can't do a lot of casting and winding. It wears me out too bad. My arms and hands just won't let me do it. So I like to fish with soft plastics and jigs or spoons, vertical jigging. Jig heads, 4 to 6 inch worms on them, vertical. Catch a lot of bass like that. My PB's 5.5 pound black bass, and that was on a 1/4 ounce jig head with a 6 inch worm on it, just jigging in like a crappie jig around the brush. This little old jig here catches them. I'm fixing to tell you. Usually I use the black and blue. The black and blue don't work too good in this dirty water. White and silver works the best. And this water looks like it does in the Sabine River. It's like this there year round pretty much. So many targets to throw out on this river. You can fish this thing for 4 or 5 hours a day and never hit all of them. That's an average fish. I'd fill out a 5-bag limit, 5 of those, but you won't win a tournament with that. You need 3s and 4s. 5 is between 5 and 6. I think I've caught a couple of 7s, but there's not much bigger than 7 in this reservoir. Now this is a pretty good one here. I'll turn the drag down a little bit. I don't know what this is, but he's running. Well, this is a big old bass. Look at here now. Here's a good one. Let's see what this weighs. This is bigger. Come on back here. Got it. Ah, that's not a bass. I thought that was a good bass. That's a white bass. Get out of here. That's like fishing for a catfish and getting a gar. Go somewhere else. Get off my bait. I pretty much sit up here and play this game on a computer and turn OBS on and record at the same time, even when I'm just chill playing, and get some good videos. Now it's going to start raining out of it. I wasn't where I wanted it. I kind of got a funny video yesterday on a glitch that I'll be putting out here pretty soon. Fish finder, which, like I said, y'all can't see it, but what I'm seeing is just one big fish here. The rest of them small. So we're going to try to pick that one fish out of here and move on up. I want to say thank you to the people that watch the background that does not get in chat. I have quite a few of those people that do that. They always watch and leave me a comment, or I'm grateful for your participation. So if you watch this video later and you're trying to watch some stuff on YouTube to learn how to play the game, I'll give you a couple of tips. When you use the fish finder, you see fish going across the screen, but you're not catching anything. Well, you need to fan cast. You may see fish going across the screen, but those fish may be over here, they may be in the middle, or they may be right here on the side. So you need to fan cast a lot till you start locating them. The next thing is, when you're driving the boat and you see fish go across the fish finder, when you see a fish and you're going at a good clip in the boat, that fish, you run over that fish 3 seconds ago. So when you do see him, you passed over him. So if you're gonna try for that fish, you need to go back 3 seconds at full speed, 6 seconds at medium speed, or 9 seconds at low speed to get in the general area that fish is at. Just because you see them on a fish finder doesn't mean you're right on top of them now. So that's a couple of tips for people that's trying to learn how to play the game. And no, I didn't learn. Here's a flathead, folks. And he does have a flat head. All right, Jody, let's see if you can beat that tonight. Of course, if you catch one that big, it'll be a better accomplishment than mine was. And it'll probably be a lot longer fight, too. So there's a couple of in-game tips for anybody trying to learn to play the game. I get a lot of questions from new gamers. Here's a bass. This is a pretty good fish here now. Finally, got on something a little bigger than 2 pounds, I think. Yeah, I see that's a tournament fish on this reservoir. 5 and 7 pounds is the biggest you're going to catch on this Sabine River. They're trying to keep it realistic as they possibly can, and that's about the weight in real life that you'd catch them. They just don't get much bigger than that. That would be a good thumbnail. And I will probably go back and clip that later. In fact, I do that a lot. I go back, download the live, and then clip graphics off of it. The thumbnail for this live was an in-game photograph that I took of the boat. The avatar sitting in the boat. So a lot of in-game filming and stuff that I do to make graphics and thumbnail. Let's move on down a little bit now. So copyrights do not apply for in-game filming. So now if I use a picture that somebody else has taken, then it could be a copyright claim. As long as I take it in the game myself, it's not a copyright. All right, there's some bushes right here. I don't think this is a very promising spot, but I can't resist pitching on it just a couple of times. Jaden, I seen you subscribe to me earlier. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for joining the channel. This is probably not a very good spot because those bushes are not hanging over the water enough to suit me, but we're going to pitch in there anyway. Small one. Yeah. We'll give it 3 flips and then we're gone. Those bushes were hanging out another foot or two over the water. They might hold a big bass. This game does have an underwater camera, and I'm going to turn it on the next flip and let y'all see what's under the water here. I don't use it. I think it kind of defeats the purpose. Yes, sir, I have, and on Twitch. It's either Twitch or YouTube. When I did it on PlayStation, I'm doing it on gaming PC now. I could do it on both. So I may set that up in the future to do it on both at the same time. Okay, so let's turn the underwater camera on this time. And yeah, I need to start doing that because you get a lot of followers over there too, but I just enjoy y'all. I wouldn't want to take away from y'all. What I may do is start doing a stream 1 day a week on Twitch. Because what I'm here with y'all, I like the conversation, and that's pretty much why I do it, for the fun of it. So, but I may start doing one on, I may change my days to Monday, Wednesdays here, and then do one on Friday. Let me turn the underwater camera on. I'm going to talk to you about that bark. If you'll just wait a minute. This is the underwater camera, and basically you can see that what's here. And any fish that would be here. And it gives you an illustration of how I'm working this jig. I just kind of hop it. And that's the way you would really want to work it in real life. That's the way I work it when I jig fish for bass. And a lot of times, see, there's a crappie. He looked at it over the fall. So that's pretty cool that you can see the fish. There they come. You got to see him hit it. So, and of course, it's on the fall. I don't use it much because I like to keep it real as I can. So. I do, however, use it during tournaments because everybody else is. I think you're kind of at a disadvantage if you don't. So I have some people that I watch ice fish on Twitch. Point Blank. is their YouTube channel. It's a couple, and they fish in Utah, and they do a lot of ice fishing, and they do a lot of springtime fishing. Now, they got quite a few people that watches them. So it's growing over there. There's some other people that do fishing on there. It's growing over there pretty hot and heavy. So keep doing it, because the fishing is just now hitting the Twitch. All right, we're gonna hit these cypress trees right here because this is a good looking spot. I like to watch them ice fish. They got a real good setup. They have a covered tent, and I know you've done a little ice fishing, and I got the little fish finders, and the young lady that fishes with him, she's good. She knows how to catch them, and they're good. They interact with their chat. In fact, they were struggling catching fish one day, and he makes jigs as well, and him and I have been talking about jigs and things. He's like, he knew I was in there, and he's like, which one would you use? Well, he had one with a white head with just some silver marabou flash on it, no body, just flash. And I said, well, I'd try that. Something off the wall, but you ain't getting no bites no way. And he did. He ended up catching 3 or 4 on it. So it's kind of fun to be able to interact that way. And gaming is big on Twitch. It really is. I think gaming is probably one of the biggest things on that Twitch. Big Slim. Also, let me say, for somebody that's watching this video for purposes of learning to play the game, I hadn't been playing this long. I'm by far no expert at it, but I give you a couple more tips. I'll see you tonight, Panfish Nation. I will be there in chat for a little while, and congratulations again to you and Mr. Lyle. Well deserved, sir. Have a good day. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little tip on this. I'm gonna throw this jig, and I'm gonna show you the wrong thing to do, and then I'm gonna show you the right thing to do. Let me change the casting mode. I'm gonna cast out a little further so you can see. Okay, we're at 10 feet of water here. So I'm going to throw this out. Now, if you can see that, I don't know if you can, but I got a slack line. You don't want to have a slack line. If you have a slack line and you throw that out, and the fish hits it on the fall, and that's 90% of the time they hit it on the fall, you're going to miss the fish. You're not going to be able to reel up in time or pull back on the stick to set the hook. So the correct way to do it would be what I do is cast it out. When it hits the water, I take up the slack. Oh, I jerked it out of the water by mistake. So I cast it out, And see how that fish hit that as soon as it hit the water? I was tightening up the line when he hit it. If I had a loose line, you wouldn't have got him. Yes. Yeah. 1 pound white bass. Let's try that one more time. So as soon as I throw it out and it hits the water, I tighten it up. Then I let it fall. Now it's hit the bottom on a tight line. Also, when you're doing this hopping motion, you want to have the rod tip up and the reel speed turned up where it hops. Hold it down just long enough to hop it up a foot and let it flutter. Hop it up a foot, let it flutter. So there's a method to the madness. It's just not all video game. There's techniques in the game that you have to use. This is something that I come up with for myself. It's worked. Most of you that don't play the game, it's like, yeah, we didn't need to see that. But there are a few people that watch these videos to learn. But I know I do. If I get a new game and I don't know how to do something, I go to YouTube. There is an underwater shipwreck on this river. It is a real shipwreck in the Sabine River, and they also have put it in the game. And I went there and looked at the shipwreck. I'll have to go back and look at the video from my friend that told me where to find it and show y'all one of these days, because it is very cool, and there are some big flathead catfish around that shipwreck. It's kind of cool to turn on the underwater camera and see it. We'll have to do that one day. Kind of a cool thing they added to the game. There's a lot of fish right here. But where are they? That's what I'm talking about, the fan casting. Do a lot of fan casting. There it was. Hit it on the fall. Now we caught, yeah, for this body of water, we've caught a couple fives, and that's big in this body of water. I think the biggest I've ever caught out of this was 7. They try to make these lakes as much as real as they can compared to the real Sabine River, and that they don't grow very big bass down there. They don't get over 5 pounds. Here's a big old striper. I don't have it yet. Not on this version. I don't have the crawfish, and I don't have the 5/0 hooks yet, but I will have it pretty quick. I got this on PC, Chad. I bought it yesterday. I've been grinding on it. But yeah, we'll try that. I don't know how that purple would work here in this dirty water, but have you tried it on the Sabine? There's you a great thumbnail before we take that panel away and just have him standing there with a fish in his hand. That'll make a great thumbnail, Dale. That'll make a good one. That'll make a good one for the striper video. Yes, sir, you have. Okay, well, I'll have to try that. I'm going to be grinding tonight when I watch shows and getting some lures and things unlocked. There's my friend Joy. Hello, Mama Joy. How are you? Good to see you. Joy and Scott. Joy's always so kind to me and welcoming when I come in somewhere. Tell Scott that he's got a wrench in here now so he won't get timed out by accident again. I think somebody accidentally timed him out the other day. But that won't happen again because he's got a wrench now. I have a wrench in some channels. I don't ever use it unless somebody's acting completely out of line because I love to time out the wrong person. I'd feel bad about that. That chat goes by so fast sometimes. All right, let's throw a spinnerbait right here a minute. Because I see fish up there. We caught one. Let's throw a different bait a minute. We'll put the reel speed on 3 here. Driving and listening. Well, you know I love watching your show on Thursday. I'm so glad it's Thursday. I just love to watch all you guys out there fishing and laughing and having a good time. Hopefully one of these days I can get somewhere where I can maybe join too. And I couldn't stay till 2 o'clock because my wife has to work and she'd kill me if I stayed on to 2 o'clock. But if you ever need somebody to read the chat till 11, something like that, and somebody else can come in and help afterwards, and you need help, I'd be more than happy to help you. I'm hung up. All right, we're off. Don, are you still working at the fish hatchery? But yeah, Jody, anytime you ever need anything, you let me know. If I can help you, I will. I can do it for a little while. I know sometimes it's hard to read the chat and get set up too. Oh, he's got to go to the doctor. Yes, ma'am, anytime, anytime. All right. There's fish there. They're just not hitting what I want to throw. We're going to throw this rattle trap. I had 2 hours goes by fast when I'm hanging out with y'all. Good for you, Don. Old Don's growing the fish we catch. It's got to be a fun job. Okay, now I'm going to work this side to death. If I don't get a bite here, we're going to try the other side. I snagged up on that bush. Get off there. All right, let's throw over here. Slow the retrieve down a little bit. Try it. There's one. They may be over here instead of right there in front of me. Can't ever tell this fish finder. You have to kind of fan around to find them. What is this? Oh, there's a channel cat. There's a channel cat. Okay, we have one here now. 2 casts, 2 fish. I guess they were on the other side. It's bigger than 3 pounds here. This is pulling. This is pulling a lot. He's peeling drag. Come on back here, son. Now this ain't no bass, I'm gonna tell you that right now. If it is, it's the biggest bass I've caught on this river. But I can tell you it ain't a bass. By the way he's running. It's maybe a striper again. Yep, that's what it is. Big old striper. See if I can get him. Yes. Got him. Timed that just right. He's not the biggest one I caught earlier, but he's just 12 pounds. I think I need to invest in a raincoat. Now we started out at 7 a.m. this morning, and it's been 2 hours, and we're now at 8:20. So 3 hours is what I've got it set for a 24-hour period. And the fish do move during the daytime. They do change locations. So one spot you may be fishing, may catch them, and then you may have to go to another spot in the afternoon. Kind of like real fishing. They call it an AI fish. An average size bass. Nothing spectacular. Well, Make a couple more throws here. Hope everybody's having a good week. I know some of us is not feeling good. I hope that changes. As people get to feeling better and get back to normal. I will be back on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Probably play the Hunter Call of the Wild on Tuesday. And maybe a little more fishing on Thursday. But after the 16th, we're going to spend a little time on the Way of the Hunter. I want y'all to be able to see the new game. I probably need 4 or 5 days to learn how to play it. Well, I'm not fumbling around like an idiot with all y'all watch it. Of course, I guess it does make good bloopers stuff. Sit here a minute, talk to y'all. Time to shut it down. I think about 2 hours is long enough for anybody to listen to me rattle. But I always have fun with y'all too, Ernie. I really do. And I'm grateful for everybody that comes in and joins me. Grateful for the fact that y'all enjoy what I'm doing, and we do what we can. And I'll have to give you, Ernie, I'll have to give you my opinion on it. I just don't know. All the stuff that I'm hearing, though, from people that I admire, they're saying that it's going to be good. We'll have to see. I've heard that before, but not from trusted sources. So the price tag on it's going to be $40, I think. I think it's going to be the price tag on it. Not too bad. Thank you, Dale. Thank you. We will be back on Tuesday, and we'll probably do the Hunter on Tuesday, but it won't be for Mexico. I got to figure that map out. I've done 2 lives on that map recently, and both times that map has kicked me in the rear end, so I'm going to have to spend a little time on that. I know the deer are there. I watch other people. I just didn't pay a whole lot of attention to where they was hunting at, so I need to spend a little time on it. Yes, ma'am, and they're going to get better, Joey. Of course, the graphics is a lot better right now, what y'all getting to see, because I'm able to run the game in Ultra, and that's what it's supposed to be run under. So the graphics are supposed to be better. Okay, Miss Jody, you have a good afternoon, Jody. I'll see you tonight. Chat. Like I said, if you need something, just holler at me. Well, I have sat here long enough. It's time for me to go move before I get completely stiff. He got a PS5. Yeah, I started to get a PS5, but after I considered thinking about it a while, I needed a new computer, and if I was going to invest in a computer, I might as well go on out and get the gaming computer and start doing lives over here, because I can do a lot more with it. And it's so much easier to make videos. I mean, I'm sitting here playing right now, and usually I've got OBS running, recording. If something good happens, I just stop it. Computer runs so fast, I can clip the video out and churn it out in 5 minutes, and I got a video. So it's good. It's a good purchase for what I'm going to use it for. And I'm not limited on how to broadcast and putting notifications and things up like I want to. I like to put my notifications up ahead of time. So. All right, guys. I want to say thank you again for joining me. I look forward to Tuesday. We're gonna do something on Tuesday. Probably the hunter, and I don't know. We may go to Lake and Lakes and see if we can't shoot a few bears and a couple of black-tailed deer and whitetail. And I may use a bow. We'll see. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing y'all in the chat. If you ever need anything, I can help you with anything. Just give me a shout. I'll be glad to help you. God bless you. Have a good day.